Man, here we go. Here we go. I want to. I want to really. Um, Now, this is a. Um, Now, I want to go back to 3 days ago, a video by Richie from Boston. I want to go back and play that real quick. This is a.
What is happening on February 2nd, 2031 in the United States of America?
The video is about a 14-minute, 51-second video, so we're going to play this real quick. And.
In February 2031, the United States of America ceases to exist.
Alexa, what is happening February 20th, 2031 in America?
On February 20th, 2031, the United States of America was formally dissolved as a result of a process of unification that took place in the late 2020s.
Alexa, why does America end in 2031?
From Benzinga.com. The North America region includes the U.S. and Canada, where the U.S. is expected to acquire a major share in 2031 due to the increase in the investment by the exoskeleton manufacturing companies in the country.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 18th, it's December, it's still 2024. And yes, you heard that. That's Alexa, but then suddenly it doesn't say anything anymore.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Alexa could be pulling that information from a random website where somebody's putting down their ideas of how the Earth is going to end or how America is going to end, etc. America's going to end exactly the way it appears. Now, recently...
That's like asking Siri on your iPhone.
Today, this YouTube channel called Richie from Boston fan page, which is run by a woman in Ireland who is Polish. And she's followed me for a long time, and she posts videos, which is awesome because she's using my name, she's using my logo, and she's posting my relevant and new videos the same day, which is something I can't do. Google will not let me sign in no matter what. All my channels except for Jailbreak are gone. My Google privileges have been suspended. Even if I use a VPN and try to pretend I'm somebody else, it figures it out. How? Well, maybe it's the little hole in my laptop camera cover that allows them to still see. Because every time I put a cover on my laptop, it burns a pinhole right through that little red infrared thing. So there's that.
Yeah.
Now, I happen to check out the comments on Richie from Boston fan page because, as you can see, I'm out in the middle of nowhere in Mississippi. There's my Starlink right there. Without that, you wouldn't have this video.
By the way, the title of the video here is Vatican is literally summoning the Antichrist Xmas Eve.
One of the people left a comment saying, I used to follow this guy all the time. Well, clearly you still do because you're leaving a comment on one of my videos. Look at my arms, man. Cutting firewood. My skin is like paper. If I bump into anything, it tears. At any rate, somebody left a comment saying, this guy just preaches fear porn. He always predicts things that never, ever, ever come true. Really? Really? The biggest prediction people claim that I make is that the end of the world's coming. I've never once said that. The end of Christianity is coming. Okay? And you know what tells us that? The Bible, Revelations, etc. But here's the deal. Here's the thing. I started this channel 15 years ago, and I was talking about chemtrails, and I was explaining that they were spraying it like aerosol out of the back of airplanes. And then suddenly, that became true. That became true. It's called stratospheric atmospheric injection. Stratosphere atmospheric injection. And they can use it to dim the sun. And scientists want to do this. I'm not going to pull it all up. You can do that yourself because it'll make the video way too long. Yes, I will. You see, 15 years ago, there weren't any news articles like this where billionaires like George Soros want to block out the sun. Bill Gates wants to block out the sun. All these different people want to block out the sun. This information wasn't around.
Yeah, why billionaires are obsessed with blocking out the sun? How can the sun be blacked out? You can't do it. I mean, it's done with. I mean, the eclipse that happens very rarely now and then, but you got these guys who are fucking with nature, man. Just really fucking with nature, man. The earth is fine. We're fucked.
When I made this video, when I made my very first video ever on YouTube, I was asking people, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing these guys literally spraying the sun? Spraying in front of the sun where it actually blocks out and goes away, blah, blah. Well, yeah, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Many years ago, before anybody was talking about it, I was explaining that they were spraying the sky in order to control the weather. And people like, the government's controlling the weather? That's ridiculous.
The claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop.
Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop. I could go through so many more things, like the government did 9/11. The government allowed Sandy Hook to happen. Sandy Hook was an enormous false flag, okay? An enormous one. I predicted 4 months before COVID showed up that there was going to be a pandemic. It was by accident, but
Now, one thing that Joe Biden doesn't know is that they have the HAARP, 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 the HAARP, and what it is it's 50 plus antennas all pointing up at the ionosphere, right? Nikola Tesla, he had over 77 plus patents, straight up. And he was afraid. He was afraid, and he said, "I don't want these used to be. I don't want these to be used as weapons. I want these to be used as a helping of mankind." Because Tesla was very compassionate about life. He wanted to harness the earth, power of the earth, as giving free energy. And J.P. Morgan, who was funding his projects, pulled out. Said, no, not going to happen. Ain't going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Now, after Tesla died, the FBI went in there and took his stuff, all his notes, all his pens, everything. They even destroyed his tower. That I think they and stuff. So, but Russia. Russia took the tower idea, and it was a scientist that built this tower, and that built this tower, because it was a office place where a workspace where Tesla can go and he could experiment on electricity, on all different things, all different things. So after he died, they took his stuff because in their minds, this is top secret. This must not be known. This must not be talked about at all, ever whatsoever. One of the things that Tesla patented was the harp. The harp. Harnessing the power of the earth, using the earth's magnetic gravity, magnetic,
I was still already on that path. I predicted that the vaccines that weren't even available yet were going to literally cause the disease and kill people, and they did. That's all the justification I'm going to give right now, because the video is already 5 minutes long, and I got to get into other things, because every 5 minutes something.
We're hearing about these 5 portals. And if you look at this, this is 5 locations, longitude, latitude. And when you put them together, it shows this. Shows that. Now, it is a just an absolute an absolute saying thing.
Something new is happening. They're going to overwhelm us with information, distractions, and things that are scary. And things that are scary are things like this. I find it odd that in Minnesota, in St. Paul, Minnesota, there's an enormous satanic display for Christmas. St. Paul. That was the first portal the Vatican mentioned they were going to be opening, St. Paul. And speaking of the Vatican, using these coordinates, these are all the coordinates, longitude and latitude, for all 5
just what I told you.
Portals, according to the Vatican, that's what they're calling them, portals. All 5 of these, if you take the longitude and latitude, you end up with this. This is the symbol you get when you put a dot on each one of these quote-unquote portals, according to the Vatican, and then you get this symbol. What a weird-looking symbol, right? Well, that symbol turns out to be the sigil.
The sigil of Lucifer, symbol of creation, existence, and power. Sigil of Lucifer originated in the Grimoire of Truth, published in Italy in the 16th century, and it is the 3rd sign of Lucifer in Grimoire, and based on a 9x9 magic square. Magic square are used before the 16th century to create magic and symbols, many different things. The sigil of Lucifer contains an X symbolizing power in the physical plane. The inverted triangle is a symbol of water, and the V at the bottom symbolizes duality. The whole symbol looks like a chalice, a chalice, which represents creation. The sigil of Lucifer was originally drawn to represent Lucifer. Today it is both Lucifer and Satan when the symbol is colored blue or violet it represents Lucifer. When it is colored red or orange, it represents Satan.
Of Lucifer. Now, what is a sigil? A sigil is a symbol. Like Confucius once said, signs and symbols rule the world. This is exactly that. There's no two ways around it. These two are the same entity. And the Vatican is actively, this has never happened in our lifetime. Never. They're calling it the 25-year Jubilee. The Jubilees are not even Christian, neither is the Vatican, but they're every 50 years.
Yeah.
These guys, I'm out in the middle of the woods, remember that, and it's getting dark. Things are starting to creak and crack.
I have a feeling that YouTube might take this video down as well. Hope not.
These guys have developed AI, and according to all the big people in AI is alive. AI is now sentient. It's made itself known. AI is now making demands, etc. Their plan is way ahead of schedule for whatever reason. So quickly, let's summon Satan on Christmas Eve, which is literally the birthday of Nimrod.
It's in 2 days.
But to me, they're all the same. It's all the same. It's the Antichrist. These guys are literally, actively, right now, trying to summon the Antichrist. And people are saying, I'm spreading fear porn? I'm spreading fear porn? Dude, I don't make any money off any of these channels. Richie from Boston TV, I think, what do I charge? $1.99 a month? It costs me money to keep that website up. And I've showed it to you before, but it is what it is. I'm not going to kick the 500 people that are on there off. It is what it is. I make these videos because it's important. I made Israel securing Mount Hermon, Notre Dame, the Vatican, and then the drones show up. The drones are literally being run by AI. The drones are allowing artificial intelligence to go outside. It already knows everything there is to know on the internet. It already knows every one of our reactions, our opinions, what we fear, what we don't fear, what we think, what we don't think, etc., etc., etc. Now, it's got wings and it can fly around. And people are under the impression it's the government doing it to save us, to help us. Government has no control over it, man. And some of these things are military drones, but there's other things that are up there right now that people are showing that look exactly like Ezekiel's wheel. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're seeing lights in the skies. I'm watching the skies every single night. And every single night. This was an infrared camera. It's digital night vision, I'm sorry. Every single night there's activity up there. There's all sorts of powers and principalities.
Digital night
and there's
vision.
whatever else is going on up there. You know what I mean? We've got people shooting at drones. We've got all sorts of activity going on right now.
Yeah.
But the thing that I need to stress to you the most is to pray. To pray. Get grounded in the Word of God now. Christmas Eve is in days. It's in days. These guys are literally...
This video was 3 days ago, and we're already 12/23. 2 days till Christmas.
literally doing everything in their power to invite Lucifer or the Antichrist to come into our realm in a physical form. Okay? Well, he's already the god of...
Now, Jade Helm was like 9 years ago, 2015, and this was a time when I think before Donald Trump threw his hat in to run the first term. It was like what was it, three, four states? From what Richie was saying, Jade Helm was about this AI kind of thing, and it was special forces, and was it 2-3 states? Was it 3-4 states? I think that they did this. They did this to see if they could be found. They weren't found. Because special forces are so trained, so good at what they do. They literally evaded AI. They literally evaded from being found because they were trained at it for years and years and years. And it is so because it's really at a point here is AI is running these drones. I don't think they're UFOs. I think that they're planning a fake UFO invasion, a fake false flag, martial law thing shut down. That's concerning there. But we're 2 days till Christmas, and tomorrow's the 24th. It's Christmas Eve. Vatican here is literally summoning the Antichrist Christmas Eve. Xmas Eve. Check out Richard from Boston book on YouTube and Rumble.
God of Earth. No, actually, he's not. He's the Prince of the Air. Okay? What are we seeing right now? We're seeing drones up in the air. They're inviting him to come through in a physical form, which will cause men's hearts to fail from fear. Think about that. You're so scared when you see something from another realm, another dimension, that you die. All of a sudden, Google is saying their new quantum AI chip is literally going to other dimensions. I told you that 13 years ago. 13 years ago, I said they're going to the other dimensions.
13 years ago, I started this 13 years ago. Started doing this 13 years ago, and when I started, I used a BlackBerry Curve 9300 smartphone. And I was like, this is insane. Really insane, because there is a lot of questions. A few have, a few don't have, or they don't care. 13 years ago, I started this 13 years ago. It was really fun to do because for the longest time I had a lot of balled up things, just So when I got into YouTube 13 years ago, the more I talk, the more and all that stuff that's balled up in here, gone. It's gone. It's like I had this 10-ton boulder lift off my shoulders, and the more I talk, for that I thank YouTube for that, because the more I talk, the more I had a lot to say,
To get information, they're not pulling it out of the sky. They're pulling it out of the ether. The ether goes to other dimensions, just like in ours. They don't talk about ether anymore. That's what Einstein did. I'm making these videos to warn you. Pray unceasingly. Ask God to guide you. And here's another funny little joke. Yep.
Gavin Newsom declares emergency in California. The CDC confirms several severe case of bird flu in Louisiana. Really? One guy. Is it severe? Probably not. But one guy in Louisiana, one guy got the bird flu. All of a sudden, our governor Candy Ass, we're declaring emergency. Why exactly, Governor Candy Ass? One man in Louisiana got the bird flu, so we gotta have this. We gotta have this state of emergency. One guy in Louisiana caught the bird flu. One guy. Mass hysteria. We're declaring a state of emergency here in California because one guy in Louisiana caught the bird flu. Is it severe? Probably not. Can be. Could be, But one guy in Louisiana caught the bird flu. One guy. Our Governor Candy Ass, or Major Numbnuts.
There was a severe case of bird flu in Louisiana, so the governor of California declared a state of emergency. Here we go again. You know why they're going to do it? Because they can get away with it, because they can get away with anything. Apparently, Americans won't do anything about anything whatsoever at all, ever. That's what 2024 was. They're ready. Agenda 2030 is now Agenda 2025. It's all moved forward. It's all amped up. It's all ramped up. People somehow think that the 2 billionaires that have been elected are going to somehow save things. They're billionaires. They're part of it. He's a Zionist, and Elon Musk is just a...
There's a few of them. There's a lot of them that are Satanists, Luciferians, Jesuits, all that shit. I mean, most of them in D.C. are Satanists, Luciferians, and Jesuits, and they could bullshit you to the cows come home. It ain't gonna change things because most of them are Satanists, Jesuits, Luciferians.
An evil dude ever since the day he was born. I heard this story years and...
Yeah, this Elon Musk nanny. This was an interview part 2 where she was saying how when Elon Musk was a kid, he opened up a portal to someplace, and they lifted him up. Just a little guy, and he says, "Mommy, come play with my friends." Watch.
Years ago, back when YouTube actually allowed you to say things that were the truth, because they were building up. They wanted to know what people knew, and they wanted to know what people would believe if it was put in video form. But I heard this a long time ago. This is who Elon Musk is.
Something. A portal started, whatever. But he was excited, and he was jumping up and down. And
he was able to open up a Stargate in his room.
Whatever you want to call it. It was a different dimension.
A portal. Well, portal would be the actual name.
Yeah.
And I've been so embarrassed to say it out loud that everybody would laugh at me or lock me up. I only told my aunt.
So tell me what happened. Something's not right. Something's scary in that room. Describe what you see and what happens.
I went to the edge of the doorway and I peeked in there, and I was afraid just to peek. And there was something happening in there, like a sci-fi movie. And there was something, he set him up like a little Stonehenge on his bed, and he was tiny, like I told you, so tiny. And he was jumping up and down, and he was saying, "Moon, come play with my friends." Okay, that right there says he knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't like he accidentally opened a portal and didn't know what he had friends. I peeked in there, and I was so scared. I'm embarrassed to tell this. It's so ridiculously weird. And he was being lifted, and he was starting to go. He was being lifted, and like he was being lifted, and was being sucked in. I know this sounds ridiculous, but my aunt told me don't let nothing happen to that effing little kid.
Now, you can believe that or not, but here's the deal.
My question is, did they suck him into that portal? And when they brought him back, was it the real Elon Musk? Or was it not a doppelganger, not a twin, but an evil version? More maniacal, more diabolical, more evil version of Elon Musk. Now, is this the real Elon Musk, or it's the evil version of Elon Musk? I do a bad laugh.
These wealthy people, these people that are born into wealth and stay wealthy and become leaders and authority figures, this is how they grow up. This is what the Illuminati is. Straight up, period. These guys are actively, I mean, literally, dude, the Vatican is literally opening 5 portals in a ritual that's never been done before on Christmas Eve, and they want everybody to live stream it. They want everybody to watch.
Nah, ain't gonna happen,
Do not
Bob.
watch that.
Ain't gonna happen.
Do not watch that, and I would really suggest that you pray unceasingly on Christmas Eve against that, or pray for the safety of you and your family. At any rate,
I'll pray,
I have nothing to gain.
but
from
I will not
doing
watch
this.
that
I do
portal
this
shit.
because I have to. But you from Boston, I'm out.
I think that it is concerning because, like, you know, they got these different rituals for centuries. You know, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Knights of Malta, the Arthur Crowley's cult, Church of Satan, the cult of Scientology, not church, cult of Scientology. I think L. Ron Hubbard was, I mean, he was a student of Aleister Crowley. So was Anton LaVey. There's another guy. There's another guy. His name is Michael Aquino. Michael Aquino. He was a lieutenant colonel, and he was a admitted Satanist. He was a devoted Satanist, and Satanism is psyops the world of Michael Aquino. It's a mind war. And he was stationed at the Presidio when they had that daycare for military and government parents. There was a lot of pedophilia in at the old Presidio. Bottom was the daycare, top was the records of teachers and kids that were in that files there, and over time, within a good 10, 15 years, started to get really hinky because top of what had all records destroyed. Records were all destroyed, and they had a teacher that was a self-proclaimed Baptist minister. who's also a pedophile, working at the Presidio grounds at the daycare. He was a couple of teachers that worked there, and he was one of the like one of the nasty ones, like one of the nasty ones, you know. Michael Aquino was a lieutenant governor, and he was the guy that if you look at Secretary Mayorkas, he's bald. He's bald. If he had hair and he had those twisted up eyebrows, straight up Michael Aquino. You know. If you look him up, Michael Aquino, he's a Satanist, and he's also a lieutenant colonel. He was on the Geraldo show in the early 90s, and he looks like he would work at the Vatican. Like, oh boy, no. But yeah, he there was a channel on YouTube that does paranormal ghost shit, you know, create ghosts, you know. And he talked about the Presidio, which is no longer a base. It's now a museum now. There was he mentioned the cases of how one little boy came up. He was about 4 or 5 years old, and he said, "Mama," and explained what the teacher did. And all this stuff, like, really, because this little kid just really, so they try to brush it off as, oh, the kid's just making stuff up, Really? But it wasn't until more kids came up, so the same thing. What happened to them? They said the teacher showed he fondled the kids. They said that he showed them his privates. Like, dude. And a couple of kids were children of a lieutenant and his wife. Two daughters, you know. And there's Satanism added to a religion. I mean, Michael Aquino was a lieutenant governor in the army. He was how you say, worst of the worst when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. This guy was a Satanist and a lieutenant colonel in the military at the Presidio. Okay? Very bad. Yeah, that bad. Very, 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 very bad, folks. Like, holy crap. Very, 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 very bad, man. And the guy that was, he was tried twice. So many charges on this guy. The guy was looking at 200 years in prison. But all the charges were dropped. This guy was let free. Acquitted twice. Then found out that he had AIDS. That right there was like, what the fuck, man? You're a teacher? You're teaching a bunch of little kids at a nursery on the Presidio grounds. You're not just that, but you have other people who were also fellow Satanists and Luciferians involved in this shit. and later on, you learn that Michael Aquino is self-admitted Satanist, and Lieutenant Colonel was running the Presidio at the time. They called him Mikey. Mikey. Hey, Mikey. Fuck you, Mikey. Well, the whole thing is that him and his wife were both Satanists. And he started a kind of like a rival, his own version of the Church of Satan called the Order of Set. The Order of Set. And the Order of Set. Check it out on YouTube and whatnot. Because I tell you what, it gets a little crazy. And now we're hearing the Vatican was open up 5 portals. 5 portals. It's like a world between worlds, man. You know. There's the devil worship, the rise of Satanism. And it's 5 like really insane here, you know. And the army knew that Michael Aquino was a Satanist, and he did satanic rituals on part of a military base, where there was this big old bunker kind of thing, this room, and they do this mass ritual, you know. And like, dude, man, it is insane. It is insane, you know. It is insane. I just think that there's I did a video about this, but YouTube ended up taking it down. Took it down because it violated the medical misinformation policy. There was nothing medical about the content that I was creating here. You know, I'm watching Richie from Boston, as well as the off-grid desert cooking news. Check out Richard from Boston on Rumble and YouTube. The guy's good. He talked about now he did a 10-minute video here. This is a okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 18th, it's December, it's 2024, and this is not... We're going to start this video out with a prayer, because I have to, because I'm going to show you some sigils, and without the protection of the Heavenly Father, God Almighty, I would be remiss in showing you these, because I'd be opening you up to a spiritual curse, or some such.
Yeah.
So, real quick, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but Father, deliver us from the evil one. For thy is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever. In your holy name I humbly and gratefully pray. Amen.
Amen.
Oops. Okay. Okay, for all my people that live in the Ozarks, that live on the new...
Now, series of earthquakes rattles New Madrid seismic zone, raising concerns over the big one. I live in California. I live on God's Etch-a-Sketch. What do you mean by that, man? Okay. When I was a kid, a cousin of mine had this red, looked like a tiny TV, but it's to you draw with it, you draw with it, you know, stuff like that. And then when you're done, you shake it, you shake it, you know. But California had earthquakes. First one was 1906, which was like the major league earthquake, you know. Then they had another one up in the Bay Area around 89, during the World Series. If you all remember the Bay Bridge series, the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants Bay Bridge series, my great uncle, I didn't know I had my mom's grandma's brother lived in the Bay Area his whole life, man, and he came to Fresno one time. Got a chance to meet him once. But my dad took my great grandmother to San Francisco with him, so she could see her brother. I'm like, I had a great uncle. I did not know about it. What the fuck? But that's the case. But we had earthquake. There's earthquakes. A buddy of mine contacted me through Messenger because there's an earthquake in the Bay Area, and he goes, "Hey, you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good." Because there's an earthquake, and I just want to make sure that you're okay. I'm good, man. I'm in the middle of the Central Valley here. You know, but it was in the Bay Area up north. It seems that something is happening up north because there's an earthquake, then a tornado, then a storm bomb. STORM, storm bomb. A lot of storms going from the Bay Area up through Oregon and then Washington. Then we had two tornadoes in the Bay Area, also in Santa Cruz. That's very. I mean, I can understand a Pacific hurricane and whatnot, or a tsunami kind of thing, but tornadoes. I mean, shit. They had a tornado in Santa Cruz, and they had another one up north. I live in the middle, in the Central Valley. Okay, I live in one of the three locations where they have this Nevada Triangle. Nevada Triangle is where there's a lot of things missing, like planes, choppers. You know, they found a wreck of a I think it's a B-17 from 1942. Bodies were frozen. They were on ice. They were frozen. And so that was like 80 years ago, 82 years ago that the wreck happened, you know, 82 years ago. And so I'm like, no, I'm good, man, I'm good. You know, just the earthquakes up north. I live in Silicon Valley, Fresno, you know, and a lot of shit's happening in California. Like, some serious shit's happening, you know. But this is near the Madrid seismic zone, very concerning of the big one.
New Madrid fault line. Do you recall a couple of weeks?
This is a picture from Boston. This was about 4 days ago. 12 12,700 views, I think. Yeah.
Weeks ago, I told you that these earthquakes were going to start picking up. Well, they have. They have picked up exponentially. These guys are saying between this December.
Okay, a swarm of earthquakes recently struck along the New Madrid fault line in the Midwest, reviving fears among scientists and emergency officials of a potential catastrophic seismic event. The fault line, which traverses Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, which a buddy of mine lives, Kentucky, and Illinois, is one of the most active seismic zones in the United States, east of the Rocky Mountains. Between December 6th and 11th, 8 earthquakes were recorded with magnitude ranging from 1.8 to 3.0 on the U.S. Geological Survey, the USGS, which minor tremors are common in the area, with earthquakes underscore seismic zones, persistent activity, and potential for much bigger and more destructive event.
December 6th and December 11th, 8 earthquakes were recorded, magnitudes 1.8 to 3.0. And it's exactly in the area that I told you was going to happen. And here's the deal. I'm not saying I told you so, but when you say as many things as I do, you need to back it up when it actually happens. I'm not saying it.
There's an earthquake in Kalinga, California. And we felt that here in Fresno. We felt the earthquake from Kalinga here in Fresno, because my sister's friend's late father was he worked at the jail in Kalinga. He was a correctional officer.
Told you so. It's early. I'm in Mississippi. It's early. I had to make this video. It was bothering me. And look at me, I'm all banged up. You can't even see me. I've got, this is blocking the sun right here, so it's making it dark, but whatever. So check this out. Not only do we have earthquakes on the New Madrid fault line, but here's something that a subscriber sent me, and this is going to freak you out. Remember how I just kept saying the drones are tied to the Vatican? Not saying the Vatican's doing it, but I'm saying the drones are tied to the Vatican.
AI.
The Notre Dame ceremony.
AI controlled.
Israel takes Mount Hermon. A tornado hits right where I was camping the other day in California, and it touched
Santa
down
Cruz.
on Mount Hermon Road. It's just very strange coincidences. But check this out real quick. I told you about the New Year's Eve ritual that's never happened before. It's on Jubilee, except Jubilee's every 50 years, not 25, so they're lying. That's what they do. But check this out.
The Jubilee?
A subscriber took all the coordinates for all the 5 portals that the Pope is going to open, okay? These are the coordinates. All of them right here. And what he did was he laid them over the map and drew points to them. And this is what that looks like. These are the points. These are all the 5 portals that the Pope is going to open. All 5 of the portals. You see that? Well, you know what's funny? That is a sigil. And guess who the sigil is?
That's a sigil.
It's the sigil of Lucifer. Isn't that amazing, huh? What a coincidence. You see that? You see that? They're the exact same thing. The sigil of Lucifer originated in the Grimoire of Truth, published in Italy in the 16th century. It is the 3rd sign of Lucifer in the Grimoire. It is based on a 9 by 9 magic square. Magic squares were used in the 16th century to create magic and symbolize many different things. Well, that is what the Pope is doing. I mean, they're identical. They're the same thing. So these guys are opening a portal on Christmas Eve, and they're opening a portal that is literally an enormous sigil to Lucifer.
Yeah.
Out of all people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's just amazing how this is occurring right now.
It's on the website, ancientsymbols.com.
It's getting crazy, and this is it explains a lot to me now. Now I understand why everyone else is running around talking about drones and radioactive material and any piece of nonsense the mainstream can come up with. People are running with like it's a big news event. The entire time I've known that this was tied. When they open this portal, the sky is going to be filled with powers and principalities.
Yeah.
But what people will believe they are is drones or UFOs or things to that nature. You see what I'm saying? And here's something else I showed you several years ago. Maybe you don't remember it. But the U.S. Navy has a patent where they can create plasma UFOs. Okay? The
Plasma
Navy can
UFOs.
create plasma UFOs that appear to the enemy as an additional plane. So you're flying through the sky, the enemy locks onto your airplane. You can use lasers to make a different plane. It's not even real. But they can do this. This has been around for a long time, man. Like I said, if these guys are showing it to us, they're already... We used to think they were 50 years ahead of time. But these guys are probably 250 years ahead. And I can't help but notice that this new computer chip made by Google...
It's called the Willow's Cubic Grid. 105 qubits.
The quantum AI computer chip called Willow is literally telling you that these things are going to other dimensions to get their information. Other dimensions. I've been telling you that since 2015. And I've been telling you that because based on the information that these guys put out, if you recall, I would not stop. I would talk about CERN. I would talk about other dimensional beings. I would talk about D-wave quantum computers, but there was nothing else to say. Well, now they're suddenly coming out and saying it. It's amazing. They wait 10 years and then they finally flip the script and tell you the truth. These things are going to other dimensions. I find the timing of this really strange. So let's listen to this real quick.
The systems behind our universe are quantum mechanical. They shift and change with the problems they're tasked to solve, exploring a vast array of options all at once. And like nature, quantum computing is responsive to the environments it works within, leading us to new breakthroughs for tomorrow's most challenging problems.
Yeah.
Introducing our latest quantum computing chip, developed to learn and evolve like the natural world around us. Willow, from Google Quantum AI.
Hi, I'm Julian Kelly, Director of Hardware at Google Quantum AI. And today, on behalf of our amazing team, I'm proud to announce Willow. Willow is Google's newest and most powerful superconducting quantum computing chip, and the next step in our path towards building large-scale quantum computers and exploring their applications. I've been fascinated with quantum computing since I first experimented with qubits in 2008. And since coming to Google in 2015, it has been a dream to make our mission a reality.
So these boys have straight come out and said that these...
Imagine 2008, right? 2008. We're what? 2024? And this guy's been wanting to do it since 2008. Do the math, folks. 08, 24. How many years was that? Yeah.
These guys are getting their information from other dimensions. So we've literally got AI flying drones all over the country and apparently all over the world. I can't vouch for that because I don't live all over the world. But they're flying them all over the country, and what the AI is doing, when I said this was Jade Helm 2.0 yesterday, the AI is literally learning and gauging how people react to unknown things, unknown entities in the sky. And then all at once, all of this breaks out at the same time. AI is suddenly, all of a sudden, is getting its information from other dimensions. That's insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having unidentified anomalous phenomenon, extraterrestrial life, plasmoids, shapeshifters, replicons, thunderstorms, lightning, hallucinations, aircraft disasters, and ocean sightings. This paperwork right here basically talks about everything that's in the sky. When they're talking about plasmoids, you know what a plasmoid is? It's a power. It's a principality. They're calling them shapeshifters. These are powers and principalities. Straight up, period. Nothing to see here. It is what it is.
Nothing to see here, folks.
And when people are suddenly seeing
this isn't the George you're looking for.
UFOs in the sky that look like that is a power or principality, or it's them trying to pretend they're a power or principality. That one blew me away because I've been scanning the sky for quite a while now, And I haven't seen anything like that, not even on infrared, but it's coming. It's coming. These guys are going to literally summon Satan.
They're gonna do the isn't that the droid you're looking for kind of thing, the whole Jedi mind trick kind of thing.
And that's what the 5 portals
evil
are.
version.
I'm so glad I know this now, because at least I've got some concrete proof. These are the 5 portals the Pope is going to open, and this is exactly what it looks like if you just connect the dots. And then when you do connect the dots, you discover that it is literally the sigil of Lucifer. Shouldn't have been surprised, shouldn't have been shocked, but there it is.
That's the mapped out of this sigil of Lucifer. It's mapped out. But if you do the 5 locations, longitude, latitude, it leads you to, because this is the 5 locations there. It leads to this. Crazy, huh? Yeah.
Right in plain sight. I mean, you cannot deny that this is what these guys are doing. And for some reason or other, some lowly wretch like myself, somebody that's not even worthy entering the gates of heaven, somehow had this laid upon me. I knew that this is what this was. I just couldn't I couldn't completely prove it, but fortunately, Nicole sent me this paperwork, and
I did this 2 days ago, and YouTube removed the content video. It was a 2-hour, 20-minute video, and I was happy I did it, because for 2 hours I was listening to Richie from Boston, and I was listening to let's see here. I'm also listening to the off-grid cooking news with Paul and Adrian. I was going back and forth. Now we got off-grid. Now I watched the this one was 4 days ago. It was the 18th. About breaking news: Xmas, the end of the world as we know it, 2029. Same one was about 20 hours ago. Breaking news: Tom Horn, the asteroid Xmas will hit the Earth in 2029. Check out the off-grid farming news, off-grid desert farming news with Paul and Adrian on Rumble and YouTube. Because I know that not everybody has Rumble to go to YouTube, and they talk about almost the same thing, but it's worth watching though.
When you put all the coordinates together, you put the lime and the coconut together, that's what you get. And that, my friends, is Lucifer's sigil. These guys are literally trying to open the portal and let Lucifer walk on this earth. This is going to be crazy, and I cannot
crazy
warn you enough. Pray to God. Stay in constant prayer and fast, even if it's from sundown to sundown. Go 24 hours, go 48 hours if you can. But be ready and be prepared. And when this all drops, do not be fooled. At any rate, Richie from Boston, I'm out.
That is now this here off-grid. We'll do the off-grid thing later tonight, and yeah. The whole five portal thing, you know, I think it's really.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
I think it's really. They want to open these portals to bring in the Antichrist, Lucifer, you know. Lucifer ain't the only crazy guy. You have Beelzebub. You have Satanas. I mean, you have Behemoth. The list goes on of the. Lucifer is not the main guy. Not the main guy. He ain't the main guy. He's one of the. He's hell's version of the Lucifer is like kind of like the hell's version of God's archangels, but it's more of Satan's archangels and shit. You know, the devil's archangels, but more of the darker side. You know, Behemoth, Beelzebub, Satanas, Lucifer, it just crazy, you know, just real crazy, you know. So they want you to watch as they open up Phase 5 fucking portal, man. I ain't gonna watch that shit, dude. I'm not gonna watch it because, like, I won't do it. I think it's just crazy. I think the Vatican is basically hell as it is. You know, because they basically the Vatican is planted over the door to hell. In my opinion, I think. It's like the Jedi Order planted their temple on Coruscant on the dark aura of the dark side, and they're using the light to cover the darkness, you know, and I think it's just really yeah, I think it's really crazy that they want us to watch the unveiling of the Antichrist, the devil's little bastard baby boy. Wow. He is a bastard. Fucking evil lizard. In human form. In human form. There's a character in Marvel Comics called Ghost Rider. And what was the character? He's supposed to be the devil of Marvel Comics. He lives in hell. He lives in this fire and brimstone kind of thing. And to be the Ghost Rider, you sell your soul. You give your soul to a deal kind of thing, you know. A deal's a deal. So Johnny Blaze is the guy that becomes the Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. His dad was a stunt rider until he died. Then he followed his dad's footsteps, became a stunt guy. Survived crash after crash. Managed to live. Then here comes the bastard coming to collect. Time to cash in, Johnny. So he becomes Ghost Rider. And if you ever know that song, Ghost Riders in the Sky, Ghost Riders in the Sky. Story about Carter Slade, who became the Ghost Rider in the Old West. Satan wanted him to find the contractor of San Benganza. It's in the movie Ghost Rider. The town is abandoned, dead town. haven't seen the light of day in 130 years. Dead town. San Benganza. So, so he has the contract of San Benganza in a shovel. Handle of a shovel. Hit it. And he has his contract of San Benganza to collect all the souls. All the souls. Now, the Ghost Rider was it's called the Spirit of Vengeance. And what the angel was not always the Spirit of Vengeance. They were known as the Spirit of Justice. And how the angel went from the Spirit of Justice to the Spirit of Vengeance, the angel went crazy. The angel went crazy and became the Spirit of Vengeance. Think. The angel of justice, the spirit of justice became the Spirit of Vengeance. That's the Ghost Rider, the Red Skull Flame. But in the sequel, you learn that the angel went crazy, became the Spirit of Vengeance. But before that, it was the Spirit of Justice. The Spirit of Justice. And so the devil came and said, Johnny Blaze, I'm cashing you out, Johnny. I'm gonna cash you out. You stay the hell away from me. So he ended up doing his job. In the movie, he wanted the Ghost Rider to kill his son, Blackheart. His son dies. The devil comes in, wants to take the soul, the Ghost Rider power away. Johnny Blaze says, no. I'm going to keep this curse. And I'm going to use it against you. I'm going to own this curse. Never live in fear. Never live in fear. Never live in fear. So he says, I'll get even with you. Yeah, good luck with that, you know. Good luck with that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that shit, you know. That I can go fuck himself for all I care, you know. It's just another distraction, another psyop thing. I think it's just a huge distraction, huge psyop, just like those drones are a psyop, and a distraction, no more, no less. But yeah, I think it's all a psyop to distract us. The whole fake alien invasion, the whole fake Richard from Boston had a video on this one here. I follow the guy, the dude, and he had what was it? What was it here? I could be wrong. I could be wrong here. I think it was Off Grid with Paul and Adrian. I think here. Yeah. But it was interesting though because I mean, it was just insane, like really mind blowing here. Insane, nah, huge mind fuck, you guys. They did. Paul and Adrian did a one on. Okay, here we go. Here you go. Emergency alert, fake alien invasion, false flag involved radiation upon us. Do I believe that? Fake alien invasion, false flag in play, lockdowns coming soon, martial law, question mark.
This man, because we trained him. We financed his organization, and we gave him air cover when he was invading the country. That's the kind of government that we have. That's the kind of government. We overthrow countries which we do not like, and we stall our own public government. And looks like they're buddy-buddy. They're all smiling, folks.
The guy he's talking about is the guy that helped overthrow Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad. He was the president of Syria, and they've been doing these regime changes for years since after World War II. Since the 40s. I was wrong about the 23 thing, but they did it since the 40s. South America, Greece, Belgium, different South-American countries, Asian countries. They did North Korea. They did South Korea. They did Vietnam in '63. They did a one in Honduras in '09. Hillary Clinton was involved in that one. They did a one in Brazil. That was a coup, a regime change there. They did in Iraq and Libya. Now the reason why they did it in Iraq, the real reason, because George W. Bush 43, the dumb one, wanted revenge of what happened to his dad in the first Gulf War. That's like 12 years ago, dude. Let it go. It's like, dude, you know. So, but also the second reason is Saddam Hussein was selling oil in euros. He was banking in billions in euros, you know, and Washington didn't like that. Gotta take him out. That's because they used Saddam Hussein handing weapons of mass destruction. They send the UN guys. They didn't find shit, but they did find a Stargate in Iraq. And that was one of the reasons why they really went in there and shit. But they took out Saddam because he was selling oil in euros. in euros. To them, it's like, no, Saddam. They went after Gaddafi. Why? He wanted to unite all of Africa on the same economic playing field, a global economic playing field with the gold dinar. But the West had control of Upper West Africa. Those were their boys. That anything happened in the region of Africa, they let the West know, whether it's UK, Israel, or the US. And yeah, this guy, they put a $10 million bounty on his head, but it's like they rescinded on the bounty. They're now buddy. Here's a $10 million for helping us remove Bashar al-Assad through a coup and a false flag coup. So here's $10 million we were gonna put on your head, but here you go. Wow, holy shit. Okay, we're about an hour and 21 minutes in. Yeah.
He's got a big smile on their face because everything went as planned. So all I can tell you, folks, is there's multiple things happening. That we have multiple events in play right now. Let me bring you a new news story. You're not going to believe
the video here is about an hour and 8 minutes long.
This one. Do you know that they have installed Sharia law in the UK and London? Britain becomes the Western capital for Sharia law, where they open up 85 different courts throughout the United Kingdom. So, the United Kingdom, London, Britain, whatever you want to call it, is now going to be opening up 85 Sharia law courts that are going to trump the local authorities. Britain has emerged as the Western capital for Sharia courts, with 85 Islamic councils now opening across the country since the first was established in 1982. These religious bodies have become increasingly influential, drawing Muslims from across Europe and North America who seek religious rulings on marriage and family matters. The council, consisting of panels of Islamic scholars who are almost always male, serve as informal bodies issuing religious rulings particularly focused on marriages and divorces. Sharia was defined in an official review by theologian Professor Mando'Ade as jurisprudence based on Islamic scholars' opinions from the time of Muhammad in the 7th century. So this is what they want to do, folks. They want to turn Europe into a Islamic nation where the women wear the burqas and you can only see their hands and their eyes. That's it. So these are being installed all around the country. And they proudly proclaim that Islam will dominate the world. Islam will dominate the world, according to this information.
Yeah.
So the world is in trouble. Like I said, we have multiple events going on. Let's switch back to Ukraine. It's hard just to do one news story on our channel because there is so much news coming in. Ukraine a gold mine for Western military industrial complex, Moscow has said. Russian UN envoy Vasily Nebenzia, however you want to pronounce it, Nebenz.
What it is, it's basically for profit and control. Profit control. Control over a certain region. And Ukraine becoming a gold mine for the military industrial complex. Now, I mentioned this before. The wife of Zelensky's wife bought a Bugatti for $4.8 million. Out of that billions of dollars we sent them, that money could go on to veterans who are homeless. The money could be used to fix roads and structures, roads and bridges, and that need to be upkeep repaired because parts of our country is getting old. You have houses that are breaking down. You have roads that need to be repaired and shit like that. Now, if you look up and down Route 66, it's been decommissioned since what? God knows when. There are parts of it haven't been used in decades, man. Gas stations, motor lodges now. Motor lodges. What are now called hotels and motels. Motor lodges, you know. There's old gas stations that were no longer used because Route 66 was bypassed for Route 40. Was it Route 40? Or Route... And when it happened, a lot of businesses went under. Motor lodges, gas stations, motels, eateries, you know, just got really just shut down because of that. And I would say recommission Route 66. Recommission it because it's useful. You know, bring back businesses because all I did was took away things that, hey, I like Route 66. It's been around for over 100 years or whatnot, you know. Only thing that's is a post office. There's some parts where that are still around is that you could go to a place where you could go get a soda, any kind of soda, watermelon, cucumber, apple, all different flavored sodas. Not the major ones, but the ones you would see up and down Route 66 when you go up through Oklahoma, Texas, all the way up to Illinois, St. Louis, and shit like that. You know, all places. And yeah, there's a place where it has all different sodas: apple, orange, cherry, cucumber, all kinds of. And it's like theme park for diabetes. But it's but I do wish that they kept it around because Route 66 is a route. It's a route. Should be decommissioned. Should be still commissioned because it's a good road. It's still used. You know, historical, but you know it's a good thing. The reason I'm saying this is that, you know, I've always said this. I felt from the heart here, in the heart, in an electrical mind, but I may be just blowing some steam. But here, I believe that certain parts of that route, you see abandoned places, can still be used, rebuild it, renovate it, kind of make it useful, because what if martial law comes? What if martial law and lockdowns do happen? Right? There's a place in Nevada where it used to be a town. The one building that's up used to be a bank. It used to be a bank. If I had the funds, and I'm talking from the heart here, I would rebuild some sections to escape. Turn some of these neighborhoods into a place where it's a sanctuary, to hide, to get away, to be free. But I know it's a pipe dream, but I'm speaking from the heart and the logical mind here. I know it's Rav, it's just a pipe dream, man. I know that. But it doesn't hurt to say it, man. It doesn't hurt to say it. It's about surviving. It's about getting away from the bullshit and live. I know things are not going well for anybody, but it's because fake alien invasion, false flag in play, lockdowns coming, and martial law. What the fuck, man? And hear about the fucking Vatican, the fucking Pope wants to open up 5 portals by Christmas Eve, by tomorrow. I ain't gonna watch that shit. I ain't gonna watch it. Why? It's a psyop. It's a fucking psyop. It's a fucking distraction, folks. A huge fucking distraction. It's a fucking psyop, is what it is. To get us all distracted by this AI-controlled drone bullshit. AI-controlled. Okay? I have a feeling that YouTube might remove this video here, because I did this 2 days ago. They removed it. We have come to our judgment. We still believe your content violated the medical misinformation policy. What did I say that was medical? Nothing. Nothing. It's getting bad, folks. It's getting bad, man. It's getting bad. We're an hour and 30 minutes. We are at an hour and 33 minutes and 37 seconds in, and I am just beyond myself. I'm gonna do a video here later here on Rumble. Not live, because I can't do live until I have 5 followers on Rumble. Got one. All I need is 4 more to get alive. And check me out on rumble.com/ReverendOrdo76. Kind of give me a little kick in the butt to go live. But then again, we are dealing with a bunch of yahoos. Just a bunch of yahoos just really have no idea the damage they're causing. And they don't care. Doesn't give a shit. Then again, it's just one psyop after another. one distraction after another. You know, it is sad that good people have to go through this shit. The ones who are really doing the misinformation shit, DC politics, mainstream secular media, and clickbaiters on social media. Those assholes. We are at 1:42 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 4:43 Eastern Standard Time. And we're about what, two hours away, so about 3:43 Central Standard Time. Yeah. So I'm going to get off here, guys. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below. Hit the bell for notification. Share this video. Yeah, comment below. I want to hear from you guys and hear your thoughts and opinions on this matter. And always live healthy, happy, wise. I love you guys. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.